I just think where I worked the wasn't a best fit for me. And after that experience, honestly, I was like, I'm done. I'm done with education. I didn't want to teach anymore, you know? Yeah. And again, was doing some other work outside of education for about a year. And it was like a lot of freelance work. And again, it was like out of need, necessity. My local, I was like, I'm running out of money. You know, I was just kind of living off of savings and then doing these gigs. I'm like, I don't know how sustainable this is. I've been doing it for, well, actually it was more than a year. Went to the local Board of Ed where I live now, sub gig again. And they said, oh, you know, you're great. We want you, you know, all this like complimentary stuff. I was really pushing against it. I said, nah, I'm like, I love you guys. This is great. Love the kids here. Awesome school district. I'm done teaching though. But it was a long-term sub gig. And over the months, they wore me down. You know, it was kind of like, I got more and more attached to the district, more connected to the people I worked with. And I really loved the fact that there wasn't any micromanagement. And it was like, I was free to do what I wanted to do. And that was a huge turn on for me. I said, yeah, like if this is what it's going to be like working here, maybe I don't give this up right now. And I stuck with it. And here we are 8 years later from subbing there just as a temporary thing to now. Yeah. It's like, that's my full-time gig.
That's so real. It's like, as educators, we want to have that free reign to be creative and, you know, to have ideas and be able to implement it without being micromanaged, you know? And sometimes some schools or some school districts often want everyone to do the same thing, teach the same way, do the same thing. And that becomes, you know, robotic, and it takes the joy sometimes away from teaching. So I think as leaders and as educators, it's important for us to push for that autonomy so we can actually be creative and be trusted to be professionals and to add to the school systems, you know? I think
absolutely. And so, some of the guiding questions that you gave me, it's like, that's something I really wanted to touch on. But I say all the time, I'm like, teaching is equal parts, you know, art and science. And it's like, you can give an artist some direction, but you gotta let artists be artists. You gotta let the creative create. And so I think when teachers are at their best, it's when they're given that autonomy, that independence to be creative.